child. Today, we have entered the second phase after the first training session. Namely, this is to test your resilience in using breathing techniques based on your rage levels.
Breathing technique. What is it, Master?
Yeah, that breathing technique is one of the only abilities among all the others. Furthermore, this technique is not used by just anyone, but rather by the heroes of ancient Lumina, 35,000 million years ago. Just perhaps that this technique was once used not only by the heroes of Lumina, but also by the Lord of the Darkness, who to this now remains an unavoidable threat.
Wait, the Lord of Darkness, who is it, Master?
The Lord of Darkness, aka the Sid Abyss faction, is the one of the enemies that are once faced during the late Crinid period, around 25,000 million to the 20,000 million years ago, even while your Gramps, Xavier Garcia, was still leading the Lumina Empire, and that was before your parents were married, and you had not yet been born into the world.
The Sid's faction, who they are, Master.
Yeah, my child. All the members of the Sid's faction. They're a lot. The one of which is Vincent.
Wait, Vincent, isn't he a leader part of the Sid faction Darkness?
Yeah, he is. The one and only. The Darkness Sid leader feared by the local Lumina resident, as well as the most hated by all members of the Lumina Empire in the past, including the Lumina Senator Council and the District 61 institution.
Oh, so that's how it is. Oh yeah, by the way, how could he be like that, Master?
I guess I'm a bit lazy to tell you all this. But yeah, never mind. Yeah, all right. I'll will to tell you all. Long ago, before he became the leader of the Sid's Darkness faction, he was actually a former war general Lumina Empire, and he was the figure behind the success of the Lumina Empire at that time. In fact, he was closely level to me and Xavier Garcia.
Wait a second. Is it true? He was a former war general?
Yeah, that's right. He was indeed a former war general. However, there is something that the leader of Lumina doesn't actually have, apart from those owned by Vincent, namely, the primordial power of Calypso. This power has many variations, ranging from telekinetic powers, adaptability, and immunity to attacks and magic. Besides that, Vincent also became famous because he was the main core of this success.
So, Master, at first he became evil. That why? And what is the cause?
Yeah, it all started right when the Lumina Empire on Earth 613, where you were born, experienced its lowest point. At that time, Earth Lumina entered the early Eodian period, which was around 70,000 million to 62,000 million years ago. Then when we were still in that period, our condition during that period was quite worrying. Then, during the difficult times, we almost lost our way.
Then, Master, when you were in difficult times, what should you do?
Yeah, that's right, Electo. So, at that time, we were all at our lowest point, when the Lumina Empire was in decline. In fact, we were all completely helpless. Even myself, Diana, Vincent, and of course my previous apprentice, seem to have lost their way and identity. However, everything changed when Xavier Garcia, the leader of the Lumina Empire, successfully created the Codex, and that Codex has become an icon until now.
Wait, Master, my Gramps once created the Codex.
Yeah, my child. Your Gramps before. He once created the Codex to regenerate the Lumina Empire. At that time, which had reached its lowest point after entering the early mid-Eodian period. However, there was one consequences that the people of the Lumina Empire had to accept. Namely, all the abilities and powers of warrior with great influence would be completely restricted, because the Codex would most likely drain all surrounding energy, including the Crystal of Life.
So, how influential is the Codex, Master?
Yeah, that Codex, it's so powerful. However, there is one flaw left in the Codex, namely its mechanism, which is too passive. So that Codex, it takes time to be used. Maybe there is one exception, which might make that Codex usable again. Well, only a chosen one can use the Codex, but I don't know who exactly that chosen one is.
If only the chosen one could use the Codex. But why does Vincent remain so adamant about wanting to take it back, Master?
Yeah, that's right, Dyrens. Vincent is known as a very arrogant figure, and he also tries to justify any means so that he can remain the most dominant. Then, when Xavier created the Codex, we all agreed that our powers would be limited, except Vincent. Vincent refused because of Xavier's decision in creating the Codex. However, Xavier remained unresponsive until Vincent rebelled and ended with the flames of civil war igniting in Lumina.
Oh, so all that time? All the chaos in the Earth 613, even before Alice took over, it turns out, he orchestrated by all.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense logically. But yeah, it's very cruel.
Master, when will we have the training?
Oh yeah, I forgot. All right. Let's get straight to the training, and after this we'll start preparing for the final phase.
Okay, Master, let's go!